Yeah, 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 yeah. What it do? What it do? What it do? It's your boy Chef. Woo! Woo! Wee! What up, knowledge and relationships? What's going on, M3? Man, this wasn't an interesting show today. Let me see. So, can y'all hear me? Perfect. What's going on? There we go. Can you guys hear me? Just making sure you're able to hear me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's jump on my page. So, man, I gotta tell you, today was pretty dope. Today's discussion was dope. You know, it wasn't a whole bunch of craziness, but I gotta say it was really interesting. You know, and regardless how anybody feels about who was on or what they had to say, it was important to get all of the opinions out. Critically important to get all of the opinions out. Loud, clear, and raspy. I see you. I see you. What up, Missy? Queen Nita? You always hold it down. Let me see where my folks at. Do I have anybody waiting in the room? Throw this up, yeah. Getting fancy. Bong! Look at that. Screen banners rolling. Getting fancy on you. Yeah, boy. What else? Here we go. Look. Banner action. What's going on? Where my folks at? Where are my folks? Let me put the StreamYard link in here so we could get some real people talking. It's not about me running my mouth. Of course, if you got questions to ask, feel free to ask them. But this is about y'all. It's Sherelle. This is my Sherelle voice. You ain't dropped no link, baby. Here we go. So, that was kind of interesting. It was interesting what we were talking about, you know. And what I did like was seeing how some folks there were multiple different folks within our chat. I wish I would have tried to cam up. There was multiple of you that were on like really differing ends of the spectrum of that conversation. I think that was the beauty of the conversation. You know, when I talked to Brother Friedman, when I was speaking to him, I didn't tell him he said anything wrong. I gave no opinions about what he said or the veracity of it or if it was right or wrong. Only thing that I did was I like to ask people questions for them to ponder to themselves. And the question was, you know, bro, are you trying to create change? Or pretty much, are you trying to create change or are you just trying to stand on a box and talk shit? That was the essence of it. It wasn't disrespectful. But the thing is, when you enter a platform and the platform differs from the platforms you normally exist on, at some point you have to understand that culture shifts when you enter a certain place. Culture shifts when you enter a certain place. And I personally, I asked that question. Of course, we got the answer that we got. And I appreciate, but the thing is, I appreciate his honesty. So now, what did that question do in terms of generating an answer for him? It allowed him to expose the bias or lack thereof of the person that's providing you with that message. You know, but it allows them to expose it themselves. I asked you, so you ready to teach? Are you just saying this message or you actually are trying to come with a solution? Because if you're trying to come with a real solution, if you're teaching, then you have to build your curriculum and infrastructure. One is what you teach, and the other is how you teach. And it's equally important. I said we can't just teach to the talented 10th. 90% of the others make up the actual workforce. They make up the actual larger populace. So why would we ignore them? That was just my piece. But I'm going to bring one of the homies in. Definitely a cool brother. My man, Vic.
What's going on, Big Chef?
Vic DeFreeze. This guy, that guy, every guy, the best guy.
You know.
What's going on, big dog?
Oh, I'm just on my 15, my brother. You know how that go.
Yo, I appreciate it. Yo, time is the currency, man. I appreciate you sacrificing a quarter of that hour. You know what I mean? To kick it with us and then go back to the slave ship. I understand what it is. You know?
Oh, no, I ain't on the slave ship. You know, I'm just on the smoke break, you know?
Got you. So talk to me. What you thought about today, bro?
I thought it was a great show, just on the strength that everybody was able to get their points of view out, and there was a lot of respect shown. And I think when the Queens is driving the car, you know what I mean? It's settled. You know what I mean? There's a lot more respect shown. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's not always anyway, but just the men move a little more gingerly with their words, and I think that's the element that's missing if we want the other side, which is our better half, to listen. So your point that you made to the brother Freeman, even King said it, you know what I mean? I think it was exactly what needed to be said. So I got nothing to say on that. Y'all handle that.
Yeah, man. It was, you know, the thing is, when I started off and I did compliment him, you know, I wasn't actually complimenting him. And what I mean by that, I was stating a fact. I wasn't doing it to be charming. He's a brother. You know, I don't know his age, you know, but he has a certain maturity level and he's speaking from a stance of how he feels. And he's articulate. And I felt as though there was, to be honest, it almost felt as though there was a little bit of posturing in there. Because if I state to you that there's a message, you know, how you going to deliver it? And you understand the difference, but he actually, if you listen to what he said, he was actually making a choice. He was making a choice to stand on the mantle of fire and brimstone preaching as opposed to Sunday school preaching. I use Sunday school as an example because I grew up in the church. Both my grandfathers, Pentecostal reverends. Sunday school, the beauty of Sunday school is it brings those neophytes to religion. It brings those folks that the kids from the community that may not have gone to church before. It gives them a tender version of salvation, a tender version of the Bible. It makes it I'm going to create a bogus word. It kiddifies the Bible to a certain degree. Why? Because these small, beautiful creatures that we've created, they learn in a different way. So we have to cater to that learning. Kids go to school. They have to mix fun in with the learning. Constant breaks so that they don't get bored, so that they don't lose attention. So there's learning, there's fun, there's play, there's fun. Because we're in a crisis, we don't change the curriculum that we give to children. In a pandemic,
you may have to expedite it, though.
Yes,
condense it.
Yes, but now here's the thing, and I agree with you. In terms of the condensing that he did, he condensed it to a point where it almost became insulting.
Condescending
and somewhat insulting, because basically he was stating that the only thing you need to learn is just shut your mouth. So
big lesson.
Right. Now, I understand where he was coming from. That's the whole statement Kevin Samuels says is a sex sandwich silence. I hear all of that. The thing is, this is not that arena. This is the arena where you can come from that side and come here, and we'll open a forum for you to be able to speak and espouse the virtue of what you're saying, right?
You're saying something right now, Chef.
Right. So at this point, I've been rocking. I've been standing on the corner freestyling with 3, 4, 5 of the homies, right? And I would drink, I'm making up, drink 340s and then just go get ham and just freestyle in the corner with the homies. At this point now, I have an opportunity to perform at Madison Square Garden or Barclays Arena. I am going to temper my message. I'm going to temper how I approach it. Why? Because now it's the greater good. Guess why? Because now I'm going to be performing for 40,000 people, which means that if I give a shit about my message or whatever it is that I'm saying, and it's really important, and I didn't just come in here to pop shit.
Are you going to play the edited version?
Well, see, you threw me off.
Huh? I don't know. I'm
not saying the edited version. What I'm saying is that my approach, you see what I'm saying? I may perform a less raunchy or less corner freestyle version of it, but I understand that I have to temper what I'm doing now because I have the opportunity to share it with a multitude of people and get that. So my question
is, what's your purpose?
And that was the question to him, was like, yo, so was it just to stand on the box and scream at people?
He wanted to get off. It's a lot of, listen, I was on another late night jam, and they almost want to label me like I'm blue pill when I'm probably super red pill. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, on the inside, just because of how I am. But I had to temper that because I had lost all respect for women as a whole, just because I grew up in a house full of women. I dated a lot of women. I have a lot of female friends. You know what I'm saying? Not even in a sexual manner, just women that trust me enough to tell me the truth. And we don't have anything that would keep us from being righteous and real. So they can just give it to me straight and tell me all the ridiculous stories of how they did dudes wrong. You know what I'm saying? And went completely left. And I can see the results through their lives. Now, I won't judge them, but I understand that these people exist. So when the message comes out, I understand. I say Kevin Samuels is doing the Lord's work. Now, I don't agree with every single thing he says, and I don't believe it's necessary to go as hard as he goes sometimes, but he's measured. He's a tactician. And when he presents, he considers his audience. He don't go hard every time. Depends on the woman.
Right.
And how she's responding or not responding. Is she avoiding or deflecting? He uses tactics. So I don't have a problem with Kevin Samuels at all. I say he's telling the real. But I have a problem with the people who take his message. Like, you go to church, right? The pastor give you a dope message, right? The message was for you. But now you feeling so inspired, you trying to tell the message like the pastor told it, but just like trying to tell a joke a comedian told. You know what I mean? You missing something. And it's off a little bit. And you forgot a line or two. And you missed the point anyway.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Where other people try to put on another person's hat and wear it like they wear it, it just don't hit the same. So, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Kevin on a whole bunch of other platforms, and he don't come the way he come when he come talking to other people, guests and whatnot. He don't come like that. He come like a brother. And that's why he get accepted wherever he want to go. And I think that's how we always got to come between each other, even as men. We not tender. I was tender to your brother.
Right.
It was love when I seen you. Chef, what's up, baby? Big hug. Love, man, what's going on? How's your family? You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. See a brother that don't know what's going on, brother. You all right? You need something? See a brother on the side of the road, help him. But that was to assume that everybody understood the rules. Is that, hey, amongst these people, we don't play. So when I show you love, either you deny it and let me move on, but you don't do me grave harm. Always come in love. You know what I'm saying? And anybody violating that is shamed and shunned and should be. But we got rid of shame. So everybody's out of order because they're not ashamed of what they're doing. They just say, I'm doing me. Respect that. Don't judge me. And what can you say? You doing you for sure. Everybody's a hypocrite. Nobody can't tell nobody shit. So when my man say, shut up, he just cutting the mustard. It is no chaser on it. You know what I'm saying? And it come across real abrasive. And seeing as how it's your first time on somebody's platform, and it's the lady show, you didn't do no math. And you were OG and you should have did math if you was going to come bring any message.
And that's
whatever your message.
You can bring whatever message even without doing math. The thing is, if you don't give a damn if your message is actually going to resonate and you just want to scream and pontificate on something, then what's going to happen is, it doesn't matter. As long as you got to stand on the box and jump into a specific arena, because he's not new to the YouTube world. All right.
Oh, okay. I don't know him.
Yeah, nowhere. So was it really about bringing solutions? You know, and I rock with Rucker with it was more like, you know how Rucker does is like prenup. He punctuates his sentences with prenup. It was
my boy Rucker, yeah, all right.
Yeah, you know, he got the maestro of the mustache. He, you know, it was almost like that. So I took it for what it's for. But man, listen,
right.
I'm being rude right now. Hold on 1 second. I gotta introduce my folks, family. It's the best in the world. What it do?
Okay, allow me.
Mr. Best in the world.
You're muted, Mr. Best.
Muted.
My bad, y'all. My bad. Say Android. Sorry. Technology sometimes be faulty.
What's good?
What's going on, baby?
You know what's up?
Yeah, man. Say what's up to you, family. I also want to say what's up to the bro M3.
Salute to you, Chef.
You know
how to come and support.
Yes. He's still under the weather from his birthday, so don't mind him. He's still celebrating. You know what I'm saying? And
still getting over.
And then I already know y'all, but we have a wonderful flower that is sitting in here in the room with us.
I bet you better put up.
She's up there. She's up there. Won't you come off mute? So, is this Gina 789? You gotta come off mute. Is this Gina 789?
Yeah, it's me.
Oh snap! What up?
It's good. I'm trying to get off mute.
Oh, you're off mute. I took you off mute. I muted your phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I muted you earlier because there was some sounds coming from your background.
Oh, my TV and stuff. I'll take care of that. But yeah, hold on. Let me take care of that before I speak. Hold on.
Hey, listen, that's a lesson right there. That's the lesson right there. You ain't even gotta do no more talking. That's it right there.
Ain't got. But yeah, he was going for a throttle. I was like, okay, but you gotta remember, like, he's from a different generation and stuff. So, this is a new day of time. But okay, how can I put it? Like, I was married 2 times, so when my husband told me to shut up, it didn't bother me because he was paying the bills. I was like, well, shit. I chop shit up like this nigga crack. Not to say, but I be like, whatever. Like, I rushed off. I take everything as a joke. Like, this was crazy. But he's from a different day of time. And women, if it's the right man, then a woman can be submissive. A woman can be like, shut up. Or he can tell his wife or whatever. But now you just can't be you have to be a leader, but this is a new day of time, and he's doing everything from the past. And And it's like we got a new generation of women, we got a new generation of men. So a man had to be a leader in order for a woman to follow. That's what I think.
You mind if I say something about that part? And I just want to make sure. Am I clear on the microphone?
Yo, you sound crystal clear.
Yeah, you good.
Got me hating over here.
Man, it's a work in progress, man. I've been working it for a while.
And three.
Yeah.
And three, if I may.
Ooh, Chef, you did the right thing. Go back.
If I may, and three, if I may, I just got to give the sister a flowers real quick. Sister,
Go ahead.
I love your voice, sister. Like, I love it. Like, you remind me of, like, you know, one of them homegirls I grew up with back in New York, man. Like, I love your voice. Like, it's phenomenal. You know what I mean? I love what you're talking about, too. Men have to be leaders. But, you know, I'm going to leave that to M3. M3, go ahead, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Best. So, I believe that, like, men should be leaders. But I also understand the reality that not all men are in a position to lead. But then not all women are in a position to follow as well. So you can be a leader. Let's just say, for instance, you find a man that leads, and he could be the best leader for that particular woman who is willing to give herself up to lead. Even like the best man cannot lead a person who is not willing to lead. It goes both ways. You got to take notes of being the follower, and you got to take notes of being the leader. That's what I want to say about that part. In my opinion, that is. Respectfully.
Wait. You said you got to take notes of being a follower and the notes of being a leader?
Yeah.
Can you say that part again?
Okay, I'll elaborate it. So the men said that, you know, in order for, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically in order for the woman to lead, you know, the man has to be, in order for the woman to be a follower, the man has to lead. But in my case is that, yeah, the man does have to lead in order for the relationship to be in functional order, but the woman has to be willing and learn how to follow, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Oh, thank you.
I like that. Because what it speaks to is the level of relationships, you know, and the responsibilities we have. If we choose to take on the mantle of being a teacher, then there's going to be certain rules and responsibilities that we have to deliver and leverage. And part of that is a certain degree of confidence of the message we're delivering. And I think too, as a student, there's a certain level of humility, somewhat submission. I know people don't like that word, but there's definitely a level of humility in the learning process, because you have to walk into that dynamic understanding this person possesses currency in here that you wish to have in your here. So they possess something that you need. And in that, you have to approach it with humility and able to access that control center to be able to download all of that data. So I think there are two sets of responsibilities, you know, within those roles. And definitely, I got somebody.
I agree.
I got somebody else I'm bringing in too.
No problem.
Here we go, aka Trouble, aka.
Where's Sherelle at, yo? I don't accept this. This is the second time she done told me she coming and I don't see her.
I'm right
She
here.
in the
What
chat?
you mean?
Look on the screen.
There we go. See now. See, I talked you up. I was thinking about you.
What up, baby? What up, baby?
Baby?
Yeah, I missed so much of the show. But I did catch, like, when dude was saying women need to just shut up and listen and be submissive and stuff like that or whatever. And I did kind of hear about, like, what I was saying with, like, the generations. And this is my thing, because I'm a millennial, but my daddy is a baby boomer. So my thing is, people keep talking tradition and we keep trying to make things work the way they used to work, but nothing in the world works the way they used to work. Microwaves and cars don't run the way they used to work. Like, the first automobile and the cars they're making today is different stuff. So it's like some of the solutions that people keep coming up with, they outdated. The reality is a lot of traditional things are dead. And it's like glass. It's like baby boomers are struggling to try to fix glass that they broke.
Hmm.
There's so many pieces that went so many different places that grass is going it's always going to have cracks in it. Why aren't people focusing on how to make modern relationships, modern marriages, modern things work? There needs to be more solutions because we benefiting off everything else. Modern technology, modern information, everything. We're benefiting off everything else in the modern world. And
Let
all
me
other
ask you
cultures of
something.
people are also. So why are we constantly going back, trying to make things work like they used to work in the past? We here. There is no better time than here. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I understand things was better in certain different ways, but everything you have, you're gonna have some drawback. Like people don't like GMO foods. People don't like the mass production. But do y'all not understand that if these people wasn't mass producing food, that y'all would be there would be a lot of people that's dead. There are a lot of people that's already hungry. But if they wasn't doing the things that they were doing, it would hurt like we would die. We're overpopulated. So my thing is we gotta start coming up with issues that's modern. This whole thing that y'all think that women are gonna just suck it up, shut up, and not have no feelings, that's that's not going to happen ever. Now, you may be
Where
able to
did
get
you
to
hear
a
no
small group
feelings?
of people, but if you're only
Let
trying to
me,
reach a small group of
Sherelle,
people,
Wait, hold on.
I got two questions for you about what you just said. I want you to elaborate.
okay.
You said, come back to me. I'm on my smoke break. I apologize.
Wow. Okay. But that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's impossible. What I'm saying is like stop trying to use the old way to fix the new way. The reality is a lot of baby boomers and a lot of people, they don't want to admit that they failed the generation. They want somebody to blame. They do. Everybody wants somebody to blame. All the women want to blame the men. All the men want to blame the women. When to be honest, the generation we talking to, it's not none of our faults. We was born into just a messed up environment in the first place. We was already born into this. But like to lean on what Hanifa was saying, like this whole hierarchy thing and I'm better than you, bruh, people are dying. Like other cultures of people are going to the moon for fun. The fact that we have to constantly get on the app where people are like, look at the people, look at the colleges, look at who's going into what fields they're going into, and we're still talking about who gonna run the household. It's like, yeah, only one person can drive a car, but this is not a car, this is a plane. Every plane has a co-pilot. You are only going to be strongest the weakest person on your team. So it's not saying that y'all just want these women to be just so weak and humble and nothing. Like, I don't care if she a woman, if she come up with the cure for cancer, she did something good. So telling women like to be just focused on one thing, everybody has to do some type of work. Everybody, but we got to find some solutions because the other side winning. We here having these conversations because we want to do better, but we're not bigger than Instagram and Twitter and all this other stuff that's pushing nothing but negativity on our kids. We not bigger than that. And saying
I got my
the same
question
old
back,
things,
Sherelle.
we're not gonna win them over like that. If we really trying to get somewhere, we gotta work with each other, not keep going against each other. The whole point of a gender war, if we kill all y'all kill all us, it's no winning. The only way you win a gender war is if everybody comes together and start to work together.
All right, Vic, I know you wanted to ask a question related to that, but I got to ask something of the audience because I also have somebody that's sitting. I'm limited to 6 right now. I have somebody that's sitting in the backstage right now. Is anybody willing to go backstage while I bring them up as well?
You want me to go back?
I appreciate you, Jenna. Thank you. All right. Bear with me one moment.
Bro, after your question, bro, I got something to say, but go ahead, brother.
All right, I just want to make sure I welcome Afi Kingdom to the stream.
Afi.
He was on Joy yesterday, and he definitely had some good insight. Welcome to the Extended Garden, Rod.
Thank you, brother. I was on King Stream too. You know, we met yesterday and we back to back. I'd like to support people for real. You know what I'm saying, and not be fake supporting. So, you know, I'm behind of what y'all doing. As far as the relationships, you know, just from my own experience, and then from coaching, it just opened my eyes to a whole nother thing. And I feel like the problem with you know, just the dating and the hierarchy is uh well, there's a few things, but I just kind of brush it by saying like men date off desire and women date off feeling. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
and then a lot of times people get chemistry mixed up with compatibility. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Right.
People, oh, we like the same shit. That don't mean nothing. And I be telling cats like, once you hit 30, you need to date for lifestyle. It don't matter if we got the same, if we both like pizza. Me personally, I want to live abroad. So if I'm dating and a chick needs to be close to her family, it's instantly not going to work. So sometimes people invest in situations that start off kind of suspect, and then they want return on their investment. When if they would do the pre-qualification process, they wouldn't be in these situations. You know, a lot of men think that they're supposed to get submissive just because they're being a man. Well, there's a difference between being a man and being a male, right? A man knows where he's going. You see what I'm saying? And a woman cannot follow a man if he don't know where you cannot lead a woman if you're chasing her. A woman wants a man to
True.
know where he's going, and to, okay, I trust you to be submissive, not just because he's a man, but just 'cause, I mean, I'm telling you, like sometimes I can talk to a cat and they're having a situation, and I'm like, well, you know, what do you want to do in life? There's a pause. That tells me a whole lot right there. Like if you ask me that question, I can tell you 50 things. I can tell you 50 things I want to do. I can tell you 25 things I'm good at. You see what I'm saying? So if I was in the dating field, you know, I know who to find, and I know what is good for me. I'm an energy person, so it doesn't really matter about how someone looks, because when I have positive energy, that's when I'm most productive. You know, and I feel like people need to assess their past situations and relationships and figure out where they messed up and fix them. A lot of times people just they rate their things on situational, like, oh, that didn't work out because this and that. No, sometimes it didn't work out because it's your bad. You know, you desired that and you thought that, oh, I got game, or oh, I'm gonna make her and I'm gonna change it. Or the same reverse with the woman. A woman may meet a guy who's emotionally detached, and she wants to like kind of change that, and then it don't, you know. So it's just, you got to find somebody that's on your vibe, and it's not that hard to do if you're open to it. Sometimes people, they wouldn't, when they have what they want, they see it. This is supposed to look like this. No, sometimes you don't know what's in the package. You feel me? So you gotta just have an open mind when it comes to
Mm.
relationships.
That's real talk. Hey, can you tell us a story about the tiger?
Oh,
The tiger. Oh, that's in Thailand, man. So you
Wow.
know, yeah. I'm on YouTube. I'm the travel guy. I'm the book travel guy. That's what I'm known for. So
Okay.
you know,
I
that's,
need your link.
yeah, man. Yeah. So you know, we could just boom. That's China. See that we can do it like that. Brazil, like just different stuff, man. So
For
that's
sure.
just what I do. And but you know, I'm an older cat. I'm 40 years old. I don't have no kids, so you know that plays into it too. But that's the lifestyle that I chose. People always say you lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I just strap up and I know the things that I want to do, and that's how come I'm doing them.
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Manifest.
And I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna bring up, because M3 had a question he wanted to throw at us. Well, he had something he wanted to say.
Oh, thank you, Chef. I appreciate it.
Nah, you good.
I wanted to respond to the sister because, well, my question is,
Which one, Sherelle or Gina?
the last one was talking, the one that was down to Sherelle. Okay. I know you mentioned that we should kind of like in some cases like adapt into like the modern lifestyle and stop trying to push women to act traditional, which I definitely get what you're saying. It's almost like you might as well just keep up with the times and learn how to adapt accordingly. But what do you say like for the ones, like for the women who want men to be still be traditional, but then yet live like a modern lifestyle. And what is like your views on the modern lifestyle of relationships that you think that can be a lot better, if that makes sense.
I
Hey,
think
can I add
traditional.
on to that question? Because that was my question.
Oh,
Okay.
So let me elaborate on his question a little bit, and I want you to kind of answer us both if you can. Um, you said that we're benefiting from modern technology. You went through a whole list of things that are modern that we're benefiting from, and um, if you believe that to be so, how are we benefiting from those things, including modern relationships? Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. The first question, I think traditional people should be with traditional people. Um,
okay.
when I think about traditional people, I think about getting stuck behind somebody who is Amish, and I'm seeing that they ride in a horse and a buggy, and they don't use internet because they want to be traditional. They keep themselves traditional. The government respects them in the way they want to live. If a person chooses to do that, then he can do that. Just like I can respect a person if they want to go vegan. What I won't respect is a vegan going to Walmart and then telling Walmart they need to take all the meat out.
Mm,
Because understand that just because you don't want something that's on the market doesn't mean that it's not there. Think about it. Netflix killed Blockbuster. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody's not buying it, it goes away.
Right.
mm,
So when you go in Walmart, you don't go in Walmart to buy everything in there. You go in direct sections that you need to be in. Focus on the sections that you need to be in, and things will get better. So traditional people should be with traditional people. I don't think a traditional woman should be with a modern man. I don't think a modern man should be with a traditional woman. Like traditional people should focus on each other. But this is the
Okay.
thing. Usually
okay.
traditional men have yachts, and usually modern men, they have paddle boats. So you're telling me you don't want your woman paddling and you're in a paddle boat? Because the yacht is going to do its thing. But and it's some people are in situations where we need all hands on deck. So knowing the current placement of how much we're making as Black people, for anybody to feel like we don't need all hands on deck to push our people forward, that's crazy. We need girls, we need men, women, everybody. We need them in these fields. When in these hospitals, our women are dying. You don't think we need more Black female doctors? We need them. Now we need them to respect each other. I don't think that a woman should feel like I make a certain amount of money, I have a certain degree, so I shouldn't have to respect the man. That's wrong. Everybody should respect everybody. But we gonna need all hands on deck. This ship is sinking. This is the Titanic. We're going to die. If y'all think that the women are gonna sit here, we're weighing it down. We're on the boat. Why can't we help y'all paddle? We know we're not stronger than y'all. We know y'all stronger. We know y'all probably paddling faster, but y'all need to allow us to help. And us
We just got
just
to be
shutting up
paddling in
and
the
doing
same
nothing
direction.
is not help.
Do you
Yeah,
agree with that statement?
I agree, and I agree. Before somebody else says something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull a king on y'all right now. I
Do
agree
that.
that with all of the folks that we have in there, that we need to paddle over to that subscribe button. You see what I did there? You know what I mean?
And
Okay.
get the likes up too, y'all.
Like
Get the
that.
Um.
likes up. Get the likes up.
Mhm.
Let
Act
me.
like act like the boat's sinking and the subscribe button is a scuba
But
tank.
wait, let me finish because Vic. I wanted to follow up with Vic's question. Okay, so look at this. Look at the conversation we having right now. I don't know none of y'all. None of y'all probably don't know each other in person. Look what technology has brought us. We can
Okay.
communicate with people all around the world, all in different parts of the country. We can have these type of conversations. We can build communities because, to be honest, when you're coming from the hood, you're not necessarily going to meet a bunch of positive people. This is my thing. Y'all harp on if a person comes from a two-parent home and they see a positive situation, then they'll most likely have positive outcomes because they're becoming a product of their environment. But y'all don't give that same grace to people coming from negative environments. They have the same probability of becoming products of their environment. So look at this. We all coming from the hood. We all coming from hard situations. but we just so happen to be the people that want more, and we get to get on the internet and we get to connect with people. You don't want to ride a horse and buggy. You don't want the first automobile. You want the car that can go 100 under 1 minute if you're trying to go somewhere. So technology and everything has advanced us. Even for cures for different type of diseases, everything. Like, it is like technology and modern technology in modern ways have advanced society. So if you don't agree with that, I mean, we can just agree to disagree there. But I truly do believe that modern times and modern technology has gotten us some places. So this whole just find a good man, understand this. I know people like to harp on, oh, Pookie and Ray Ray. Understand that Pookie and Ray Ray got a Shaniqua and a Rail that grew up in the same situation as them. So why should, and a lot of times it's this, especially being from the hood, a lot of middle class dudes not looking for hood chicks. Who you think checking for hood chicks? Hood dudes. Hood dudes are checking for hood chicks. Like, they're going to meet, they're in close proximity with each other. You know, the most times that a black woman from the hood might meet a man that's better for her if she goes to college. But then we're pushing this moving like women shouldn't be focused on going to college. They should just be focused on finding a husband. But what they going to do? Find a husband that's in the neighborhood full of negative stuff who wants to be negative. Like, I don't know where y'all from, but it's like, you can't tell me you don't know the dudes that dropped out in middle school because they felt like 6th grade was boring and they wanted the brand new J's. A lot of that's happening just because they seeing the people that they look up to doing it, and that's what they want to do. Just like if somebody see their mom and their daddy be doctors and lawyers, they gonna want to be doctors and lawyers. They gonna want to go to Yale and Harvard and things like that. It's the same effect. It's just that some of us are coming from way more negative than positive.
Let me say this. And look, I totally agree with you. You know what I mean? People in the hood, we should have more grace. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I come from Brownsville, Brooklyn, one of the craziest hoods. You know what I mean? Chef know where that's at. You know what I mean? He's very familiar. So, yeah, man, like, I definitely agree with you, sister. You're definitely right. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Both men and women need each other. Correct? We can all agree upon that. You both need each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, both of us needing each other, you know what I mean? There's certain things in life that's just unwritten laws that you can't change. You know what I'm saying? And I know we live in different times and more modern times, but there's certain things you just can't change. You know what I'm saying? The thing you can't change is what really works. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, because we're not doing the traditional things like we used to do, that's why the divorce rate is so high. You know what I'm saying? That's why people are just confused and all types of stuff is going down. You know what I mean? Because we're not following the laws of nature. You know what I mean? You can't break certain laws. You know what I mean? There's certain laws that are just unwritten that we all know is right and wrong. It's written in our hearts. It's written in our minds. It's written in our spirit. We already know. You know what I mean? So, of course, yeah. Growing up in certain neighborhoods or certain circumstances, it does change your view. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's going to create certain traumas. It's going to create certain, you know, behaviors, all types of things. You know what I mean? That's definitely key. You know what I mean? But the thing is, at the end of the day, you know, both men and women want to be loved, but in those roles, in that, we both have to have roles. The man has to lead, and the woman got to be submissive. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? It does take work to get to that point, of course. It's not overnight. You know what I mean? So a lot of men he probably has to do a lot of work on himself beforehand, and a woman got to do a lot of work on herself beforehand. Most definitely. You know what I mean? They both have to put the work in. But understand that while they both putting the work in, you know, they both have to do their certain roles. You know what I mean? That's something that just can't change. And it's something that's not going to change. And I know a lot of times women, they feel like they're tired, but hell, men are tired too.
Please tell the truth.
We tired in certain aspects too. You know what I mean? So, but we both got to give each other that grace and that love and really work with each other instead of fighting with each other and really help each other. So, yeah.
Definitely, I agree. What I'm going to be doing is I got somebody else. You know, this is a short show, and I definitely want to try and get as many of those folks that bring them gems to us as possible. So I'm going to have to pull somebody back to let Henry up.
You can pull me back. You can pull me back, or whoever.
Okay, I was going to say you could pull me back as well, too, though. I didn't want to overstay my welcome. So.
Oh no! It's not overstay. It's just overstaying this StreamYard account right now. It's only 6 max. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to make sure I get somebody in, but y'all welcome to come back in once I do that. So let me pull.
All right, no problem.
We'll pull fam out. We got to bring Henry up. What's going on, family?
What's going on, man? It's good to see you guys again. I enjoyed the last show. Got a lot out of it.
What's good, Henry?
I'm here chilling like a villain, man. Trying to stay away from penicillin, man. That's it.
Now you chilling like a villain. You ain't chilling like a villain. We watch that life.
You're right. But check this out. It's kind of like the quote I just put in. Comprehension isn't a prerequisite to cooperation, right? You know, coming from the military.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Yeah,
comprehension isn't a prerequisite of cooperation. Sometimes we just have to do what we're told. I break it down into three different tiers, if you will: ability, capability, and capacity. Right? Ability, physical prowess; capability, education and tools; and then capacity, which I think is very important. You know, oftentimes people equate that to wisdom, but they also equate it to age and wisdom, but that doesn't necessarily occupy the same space all the time, you know? So, but I think that's probably one of the most important things that come with discernment, how you perceive the world, right? Because again, we're at a situation in our community where we don't commune. Again, commune is that root word, and I stated that on the last in King's conversation with King podcast. That's the key word right there. We have to learn how to do that. And in doing that, we have to learn how to be quiet and just listen to those who know, right? Who has that ability, capability, and discernment. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe the internet should be for everybody. I don't. You know, throughout history, religion, education wasn't for the masses. You had a job to do in the community. That was your job. And you did it. Now, you can say, well, it's a caste system, and we live in a time where you don't necessarily stick to a particular job or title or right. Things evolve in that particular sense, right? But again, I asked the question, to any and everybody in our community, what are you willing to sacrifice? Oftentimes, we're willing to offer up stuff like our time, and we can have 1 million podcasts. We got 1 million podcasts about what we should do and what we need to do, but are we doing it? Right? Are we doing it? Right? Men and women, not necessarily men versus women. If the data, and that goes back to the whole discernment thing, is not definitive. A lot of times, I'm hearing, and bless the sister, it's not definitive. It's more likely than not. That's how data is, brought in. It's more likely than not. These are the numbers. This is what the numbers say. Numbers don't lie. People lie, but numbers pretty much, it's pretty in black and white. It's factual. It's undisputed. Truth is subjective and can change and evolve depending on how the people perceive what's in front of them and where they have to go. So the question now becomes this: as we move forward, we pan out solutions. How are we going to implement those solutions? Okay, this is what we have to do. What are you willing to sacrifice? When we don't give love, you give alibis, right? Is that what Kenny Loggins said? Right? I listen to pop music, you feel me? But, you don't give love, you give alibis. So what are we going to do? Are you going to burn the ships and full steam ahead? What are we going to do? Right? If your best bet is to listen to what this man has to say, right? Do it, because he knows, he's been there, he's lived, he has the wisdom, obviously. Are we going to do it? The woman, she has the power, she has a place, she has a role, she's very valuable, she's necessary. She has one of the most necessary and most valuable positions in our community. Sometimes, and not to sound condescending, I'm like, how do women feel they don't have power when they have the biggest power,
they got all the power.
The most power of all of us? You bring people from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, and you now have the authority to say you don't want to do it, even if you're married. What greater power is that in that? So you can raise the very people and men that you say you don't like. You can change all of that.
So let's talk about that real quick, because we're about solutions, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like a challenging question, and this is for everybody in the chat or even on the screen or in the backstage. We're about solutions. So in terms of your curriculum to create that change, from each person, I would like one thing that you consider would be the most important and impactful piece of your curriculum to teach or create the change that we're talking about. Because we're talking about solutions, and we've been on for a minute, we're trying to be solution based, but we haven't gotten solutions. We've gotten, theories. We've gotten theoretical conversation in terms of what is needed. So each of you are professors, life professors. I'd like just one most impactful piece of your curriculum in order to create change to eliminate this natural toxicity from our community.
Action step.
An action step or part. So go ahead with that. You said action step. Talk to me. Somebody said action step, right?
Yeah, that's me, Chef. Action step, because once there's multiple layers of conversation to be had. Some people want to talk at 50,000 feet. Some people want to talk at 30,000 feet. Some people scared to go above 10,000 feet. You understand? And 10,000 feet is that surface stuff, But 50,000 feet is that dreamer stuff, where everybody feels like, oh, the world should be this, or if people only did that, if we could all that's 50,000. But you take 50,000 and you break it down all the way down to the first step of that dream. See, that dream is your purpose. That's what you want. That's the outcome. So it's no problem with dreaming. You got to dream first. But once you see the picture, now you got to see how you can get to the picture. And the only way to get to the picture is to categorize the steps. And then at each one of these goals you want to accomplish, that's going to help you accomplish your ultimate goal. Then you got to take that and break it down. Call this, do this research. So that's what we're asking for, is what is an action step? The very first, everything comes down to a first step. So what is the first step? The most important step you can think of, if it was your last breath, what would you tell your brothers and your sisters that they need to do collectively?
Action step. Action step, yeah.
I think it depends on like what you desire to see. So I don't want to take nobody's word, because somebody got to it before me in the private chats, but I'm just going to say this, shout out to Gina. You have to lead by example. So whatever that you, and I wish I could put like a clear example to speak in general, but let's say you want the change in the community to get together, to allocate all their money and then just put it in as a collective whole, instead of just, spending your money out to other communities outside of the Black community. So how can you convince a group of people to follow your lead? Well, they have to see what you're doing first, and whatever you're doing, it has to be successful in their eyes. So once they're able to see that what you're doing is successfully, it's up to them for them to follow. You know what I mean? Hopefully that what I'm saying is trying to make sense, but it starts from within yourself. I think the issue is, a lot of us, we have a lot of, ideas that we love to present, but outside of like, this stream life, what are we doing for our own community personally? And I think if we're actively involved into our community outside of this, that will give us like an idea of like, where can we go from there? So that's what I think.
Action step.
Okay, I can go next.
I got an easy one. My easy. Um, just that relationships are not going to make you happy. People tend to think that you have to be happy within yourself to then be complete, and then somebody else adds to you. You know what I'm saying? People are like half filled, and then they feel like if they meet a magical person, then everything will be okay. You know, you have to be happy in yourself before somebody else can make you happy. And then for the cases that does happen, then you end up in a codependent relationship, and that's toxic. So just work on yourself and make sure you're fulfilled, and then whenever you find your mate, that becomes a bonus to what you already are. So just look internally and have purpose and be happy within, and then your energy will attract what you want. You know, it
Okay.
doesn't matter how high status
Got the
you
law
are.
of attraction now.
Yeah, it don't. Yeah, that's my vibe. It don't matter how if your energy is bad, you're not gonna be able to keep anything. You may be able to get, but you won't be able to hold on to. So
So we should be paying attention to our energy and who we are and what our problems are.
yeah, just happy as a whole. Like like I
Fix
said, I'm older.
myself.
I'm 40, so I've been in toxic relationships and things of that nature, and I just know myself now. I know what I want. I know my dreams. I know who I need, and just like right now, I don't have no kids. I got my two dogs. I'm chilling, and I just I'm
So,
doing my thing.
so I got a last question before we wrap this thing up here, right? And I'm glad you mentioned what you did, Afi. So, what if? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good?
Okay.
Yep.
What if I or you are the toxic variable?
Haha.
Wow. Yeah, that's good one.
Be
A lot of
account.
people know they toxic.
Be accountable. Be accountable. Just like me. Like I'm not a good relationship person. That's why I'm not in one.
Hey,
I mean, I
good
have
point.
options. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
I have options of plenty. Just from my personal life, and then being a content creator, that kind of makes it a little easy. But I got financial goals and just certain things that I want to do. I want to host speaking engagements and stuff like that. Now, if I happen to meet a woman on my vibe while I'm doing these things, cool. But I can't stop doing on my journey I can't detour from that. I've been committed relationships. I've been in love before, but I've never been uh, financially stable to where I can work at home before and that. So it's a different vibe. So I'm chasing another goal. You know what I mean? And just it's actually easier to do when people focus on their stuff. Because like for me, um, I got too many people to believe in me that I cannot fail. You know what I'm saying? Just through my books and stuff like that. Like just every single day, people hit me up. I read this mean it's just too much positive energy, and that's my love language. That's another thing too. You got to understand your love language. My love language is kind gestures and words of affirmation. So if you are, if somebody else is gifts, it doesn't matter if the sex is good. You feel me? You got to love somebody how they want to be loved and not how you think they should be loved.
Yeah,
You-
facts on that one.
I can feel you on that, man. I got a song that say that same shit. Go ahead.
So, listen, y'all. I know there's a lot to unpack in terms of what we're discussing. This thing here was more or less. This was an idea that all of you guys helped bring to fruition. Pretty much doing a pre-game show and a post-game show to kind of continue to unpack any things that we didn't unpack. I definitely appreciate you guys hitting like and subscribe, and if you haven't done so, that's a small tuition. Please just
Oh,
hit the
chef,
button.
I can answer.
Say it again.
I can say my answer.
Of course you can say no. No, go ahead.
Nope.
Of course you can. Go ahead.
Okay, so my answer is to help. I think a lot of what y'all was saying was true. I think first of all, like people need to focus on self development first. I think you truly need to understand yourself and what you want out of life. And I don't mean like 2 years from now. I mean your entire life and how you want your life to be set up and structured. I don't feel like you should waste time trying to turn an apple into an orange. Like, if you like oranges, go get an orange. Do not waste 10 years trying to turn the apple into an orange. Find the life that you want, structure it that way, and find people, like-minded individuals that want to build the same thing that you want to build. I think if you need to go to therapy, if you need to remove yourself from toxic people, family members, anything, whatever you need to do to remove yourself, to make yourself better, do that. If you know that you live in New York and everything is negative there, you got to move to California, move to California and stay gone. Don't ever put yourself back into situations that's going to hinder your life. So when you focused on that and make sure that you're 100% healed, like he said, your happiness comes from yourself. And to be honest, happiness comes when something is happening. Something has to be happening for you to be happy. And you can be not happy in a split second. I think all of us, even women, should learn how to control our emotions. I know that we say women are emotional, but look, listen, a woman keeping her kids away from their father is because she can't control her emotions. Most times men are in jail for murder and all type of things because they can't control their emotions. If somebody can make you angry because they told you something, that means you don't know how to control your emotions. If I can make you angry just because I'm telling you something you don't like to hear and get you out of your character, get you off of your square, and make you put your whole entire life in jeopardy, then you need to learn how to control your emotions. Because no matter what nobody say, you have to stand firm in what you do. I think that everybody should be willing to die, kill, or go to jail for whatever they believe in. So pay attention to what the fuck you believe in. Don't believe in just anything. Don't be willing to die, go to jail, or kill over just anything. So when you finally get yourself together, align yourself with people. And another thing about kids, make sure that you can look down the line and make sure you're going to provide a healthy, balanced quality of life for children because they are the future. And at the end of the day, if you know that you don't have nothing to give to advance the next generation, stop having kids because that's a selfish ass reason to have kids. A lot of people say sick shit like they have kids just because they had sex, or she didn't get this, or she didn't do that. Like, that's dumb reasons because kids are like sponges. They need love. They need an abundance of a bunch of shit. If you don't have a bunch of shit to give, love, affection, nurturing, knowledge to give a child, stop bringing them in this world. Because a lot of us are just broken children walking around in adult bodies.
Y'all
So
heard what
stop
she
the
said?
cycle where it's really started at. And if we can focus on that, then we will definitely be in a better place.
Hey, Rel, if you hit him like that, like you just hit him, you gotta let it breathe for a second.
Yeah, yo.
Let it breathe.
It's just like the rap battle, yo. You say that line, you gotta let the crowd go. Ooh.
Y'all know I watch battle rap too.
No,
Like,
you got to
so
let them they
I
got to absorb
understand.
that. You feel me? You cooking. Look, you in my kitchen right now. Go ahead. But real
I
talk.
feel, but that's what I would have to say. I mean, everybody should respect people. I think the biggest thing that we should focus on more than love, I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about love. Love is a dumb emotion. Because let me
Wow.
tell you something. You love shoes. You love cars. You love the sky when the sun starts to set. You
I
like
like all that shit. I
you
don't love
love
it.
your favorite restaurant. Love comes, love goes. Loyalty is the biggest thing you should focus on. Because even if you don't love somebody, if you loyal to a goal, if you loyal to a mission, you're going to make it happen. Focus on loyalty. Make sure that they're trustworthy. Love is so frivolous. Love, nothing should be built on love. A foundation should never be built on love. It could linger around in the house like fragrance or like pictures on a wall, but you can't build a foundation on love. And I'm from New Orleans. I'm telling y'all, you need to have a strong foundation because storms will come and your house will be gone if you don't build it on something firm. Love is not nothing you can touch. It's taboo. You have to make sure that you're building all your foundations on tangible things that you can really feel. the looks, all of that go away. All of it. So make sure
That's a
that
good
you're really
point.
building on real shit if you're ready to build. And if you're not ready to build, stop having children. Stop ruining lives, because every time you ruin children's lives, you keep ruining the future. You're ruining the future because fucked up kids grow up and be fucked up adults. We got to stop it somewhere. And it starts with us. It starts with us, and then hold everybody around you accountable. If you know your people on fuck shit, stay from around them. Because if they feel like they going to always have access to you, then they ain't going to never change. You got to start making everybody eat their consequences. You going to eat your consequences. You can do whatever you want, but them consequences, that shit going to be sitting right at the table for you to eat it up. And whether that's dying alone or going to jail or whatever, long as you're willing to eat them consequences, do what you please. But don't complain at the end, because we don't feel sorry for you. Don't nobody feel sorry for you. We all got a bed every day in the morning. We got to make it. You make your
Chef, I
bed, you
want to
got to
close
lay in
out.
it. And that's what I'm going to end y'all with, okay? Because I'm sleepy.
Look, she ending us. You see this?
Right, what's the good now?
So first things foremost, I'm gonna send a shout out, big brother Henry Dantes. I appreciate you coming through and dropping your nuggets of wisdom.
Hey, you gotta get off that doggone straight talk, girl.
That what?
She told me she's a truck driver. She said you're a truck driver. So, I mean, when I hear you talk, I'm imagining you got one of those truck driver Bluetooth joints.
Oh, yeah, no, with the headset.
I never got a headset, and I've been driving for 4 years. My friend gave me some money to buy a headset. I still didn't buy it. I was like, you should just got the headset, bro. Because it's $200 for a headset. I don't got time for that. Look, listen, if you can't hear me, hang up. I'm put my music back on. I'm about to put YouTube back on. Stop calling me if you can't hear me talk. So I don't have a headset, y'all.
You all good.
I got you.
I want to thank all of y'all for joining the broadcast. This is longer than we expected it to be, but that's okay.
Right. Hey, my G, let me close with a scripture if you don't mind. Do you got time?
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. You always drop some gems, man. Come with it.
Hey, I just want to co-sign to some degree what our sister Rel was saying about love being a dumb emotion, but it's a great action word. And love in action form is not gender specific, and it can be given or taken from anyone. And when you move in action, that's why a father's love is different than a mother's love. So when you have to be considerate to show the love in the way that a man shows it. You have to be conscious and conscientious, sensitive. Some would see it as feminine or effeminate, but it is not. Sensitive means aware. And to be self-aware is one thing, but like you were using the analogy about the cars on the road before, you got to drive for other people in the cities that I've been in. Because if you just think about only what you're doing, somebody be all in your lane pushing you out. So you must be conscientious of what's going on around you, ensuring that you're not the problem. And that brings me to the scripture, which is, how can two walk together lest they be agreed? You spoke on give women a chance to paddle or co-pilot. But if you paddling in one direction and I'm paddling in another, we just go in a circle. And we waste a lot of effort and don't go nowhere. And land ain't getting no closer. You understand? And resources is drying up because we ain't getting nowhere. So
he hit y'all with real scripture. That's in the Bible. That's Amos, book of Amos,
3 and
chapter
3.
3, verse 3. Okay. That's Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Check it out. Go ahead, family.
Yeah, and with that said, if we don't both understand that we trying to get to shore, if we can't agree in which direction we headed, then we don't need to go nowhere together, and that's from the gate. So if nobody's asking anybody any real specific questions, everybody's just lusting and jumping on each other's bones. You don't have to believe in scripture, but you should believe in a standard. And then unless we can get in line with each other with a standard of what we will and what we won't do. I will not sleep with my brother's wife. Sisters, cover yourselves up a little bit. Make it easier. Don't be the stumbling stone for your brother. And if you can do that, I feel like the technology is helping and hurting at the same time. So that brings us all the way back. We here. We can't go backwards. So let's go forward. But we need to agree which direction we going in. That's what these conversations are about. So let's get a standard as a people. Not just your personal household, but a standard as a people. And then I won't mind, because me and Chef have an understanding. So when I see his old lady at the store, she might as well be my old lady. And if he see my old lady pumping gas, he gonna take the handle out, the pump out of hand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
So
you can't
let's
hug
get it.
my
Let's
old
get it
lady.
on the line.
You can't hug my old lady. It stops at the protection and pumping gas.
Hey. Oh, okay. All right. see, we had to come to terms. Okay, I accept those terms, brother.
You know what I mean? I'll handle the rest, but I appreciate you.
Hey, I turn it back to you, Chef. I love you.
I love you too, bro. Man. So I'm gonna do a little roll call because I ain't do this on my own. All right. Peace and love to Henry Dantes, my brother. I sincerely appreciate you. Thank you for joining this thing and adding your nuggets of wisdom. Peace and blessings to you, Henry Dantes. You know where to find me, bro. Afi. Hold on, let me get him. Afi.
Yo, I'm here. Next time I came up, I'm just in the bed. I don't feel like I don't want to be all like that.
That's all right, man. I think the ladies like seeing you with the tiger anyway. So, you know, man, you know, they got all these weird fetishes, but that's gonna be another show. You know what I'm saying? But yo, thank you for jumping in, you know, and supporting this all star-studded cast that we have here. We definitely on Get Up, man, and you know, I'm gonna figure out a way that I can support you as well.
Yeah, so, man, just slide through the channel when you know y'all just want to tap in with me. Hit me on King Genius Afi, and then we could just hook it up. You know,
let's do it, man. So I appreciate you, family.
Absolutely.
Hey, find me on the Instagram. Shoot me a little something, email or something.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in the back check right now, bro.
Okay, say less.
Cool. All right, bro. I'm gonna start moving people from the studio as I'm saying my peace and blessings. Gina. Gina G. You're the only flower in here, so
I'm
you wanna hear that voice
again. Big screen, Chef. Put on the big screen, Chef.
Oh yeah, of course.
I heard what everybody was saying and stuff, but as far as love, it's like you need love. You need loyalty. There's people who I went to high school with, and we still loyal to each other. Like we got each other name tag. It's like we still loyal, but I'm not in love with them. But it's all about love. I think it's all about love because love follows loyalty. But you need love because I like to cuddle my dudes. Like
now you telling the truth, sister. Go ahead.
Names and my little doodle, my little Pookie, and I like to baby my man, so I gotta love him like I'm loving a freaking baby or something. So
okay.
Like, no, for real. I get there. I'm like, stop talking to me like that. That's my ex-husband. I don't know. But anyway, so it varies. It's different. And I really wanted to say something because the modern days were cool back in the day. And all I'm trying to say is that if everybody play their position, then there won't be no issue. Like, I'm a woman, that's a man. He play his part, I play my part, and then there we go. We taking it back in the day. That's old school. It's not so many notes and bolts and wrenches. You don't need all of that.
Simple.
Just play your position, and then everything will be cool. And if he's not in position and she's not in position, then that ain't the one for you. Somebody needs to go back to school, but we need to take it back in the day. That's what I'm trying to say. Is we need to bring it back. If we take it back in the day, we will be cool. The female could work. She could work. He could work. She's a female. She ain't a man. He's a man. He ain't a woman. As long as everybody play their position. That's all.
Maybe you're
But
a traditional woman.
female.
Do you consider yourself a traditional woman?
I don't know what you consider traditional because it's subjective. See, your traditional may be different from my traditional. See, because it's all subjective. So what do you think? What do you consider traditional?
A woman who accepts her role, no matter what that role is.
I know, but you
And
have to be specific because what your role is considered may be my role is different. So be specific. What do you think a woman should cook? Do you think a woman should clean?
Okay.
What do you, as far as the house, do you think the woman should
I think a
cook?
woman
I think they
should.
should do it.
When
To
she
me,
step up to see, when
I
I
think
was
a woman
married,
should
I didn't have a
listen
job.
to her leadership and trust her leadership.
You know what?
But he had to
You know
be
what?
a
You know
leader.
what I'm saying here? I'm sitting here like, yo, why ain't y'all unpack this shit like 45 minutes ago?
But you had me in the background. But you had me in the background.
I'm messing with you, yo.
I don't like to step on people's toes. And
No, you good. I actually, here's what I on some real. The conversation is not over, and it's not. Even if we ran this another 15 minutes, because of the depths of where both of y'all are coming from. So my question is this: what y'all doing tomorrow?
I'm available.
I gotta study. It depends. I got midterms coming up.
Oh no, you got to make sure you handle that business.
I am, but I can't make no educated decision right now.
Hey, find me 30 minutes sometime tomorrow.
So listen, here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna get up with Vic, because I want to continue this conversation, but I want to continue it with maybe one or two other people. But I want to ask some questions because I'm like, damn, what y'all talking about? There's a few different angles or facets of the diamond. If we rotate, you look at a diamond, the angle you look at a diamond, you see the least amount of facets, which is the little shaved edges, right? The majority of the facets on that diamond exist out of your purview, which means the majority of the facets require you to turn the diamond in order for you to see them. So what I'm saying is that I want y'all to, I want to continue this conversation tomorrow. Definitely. We're not done. You hit me up.
Yeah, it's a lot more to unpack.
It's a lot more to unpack, Gina. And you definitely been active. Gina 789. You've been active in our chat.
Gina.
So you won our flowers and you earned the spot. So send me an email at chefshapino@gmail.com just to let me know what your email address is. And I'm going to shoot you an email or include you and Vic in the group because I want to capture that conversation, but not at 1 a.m. You feel me?
Dig that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in California. My bad.
California, my time too, like 10:04.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I forget.
Right. So any parting words, my beautiful flower, the only flower that the second gangster flower, Sherelle is so gangster, we forget she's like
but
the
she
sister.
was speaking facts. I mean, she was speaking. Yes, she have a lot of knowledge, and I can respect that.
Yeah.
But my perspective, I'm just going off what my parents displayed in my household. So that's where I'm going off.
Right.
And that's the only thing I can say because I was born in the 80s. I've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, that was the crack cocaine epidemic. So seen a lot of stuff growing up, but I came from a middle class area. So, you're going to be middle class if your daddy worked. And back in the day, rent was cheap, mortgages was cheap. A person could move up on their job. Now they take your job away. A man can't keep a job. You got to be scared, walking on tiptoes, thinking you're going to keep your job. It's like a lot of things change. But I don't want to deviate from the for what you're trying to do. So I want to say is good night. And thank you for having me on.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to
You
Jenny.
fellas have a wonderful day. A wonderful, you sleep good. Good night. Don't let the bugs bite.
All right now.
Appreciate
Great
you.
talking.
And thank you for holding court with the Rocks. We appreciate you, all right?
Awesome. I'll probably see you tomorrow.
You better.
Most likely. I am.
All right.
All right, bye, fellas.
Peace.
All right.
Don't stay by. We say see you later. All right. What it do? M3.
What it do, Chef? All right. Well, first and foremost, Chef, thank you for...
And promote yourself too, please.
Okay, definitely will do. Thank you so much. But first, I gotta shout you out, and I gotta shout out with Conversations with King. Follow them on on YouTube, Instagram as well. Definitely get these likes up for Chef's YouTube channel. He says 200. Man, I bet you this guy's gonna have 500.
Hey, Cam 85, we see you. We love you.
Yeah, get them 500 within a week or two, man.
Get those burner phones out, man.
Yeah. And then without further ado, my name is M3. For the guys who just, ladies who just got in, I am from Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube, knowledge, the N, AND. So just nobody won't get confused. Feel free to take a look at my channel. We provide original and just a switch up on different topics. We have a late night streams, so we stream Mondays, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. But tomorrow we will have a live interview with someone, so stay tuned for that. And that's going to be 5:30 Pacific time. So feel free to check my channel and subscribe. And thank you again, Chef.
Thank you, man. Thank you. As this thing ain't working without some real G's in pocket, man. A man can't live on bread alone. I'm not an island alone in this thing, man. So, I'm a ship that's floating, and each time some of y'all, help me out in this thing here, I feel like I've docked into port at a particular place, and all of the places where I landed my ship so far in this YouTube journey is dope and was paradise. Yeah, there's a couple of pirates, on the waters, and these weird guys, But outside of that, man, I definitely appreciate y'all being some real G's about you and supporting the family, man. Thank you.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So,
Good night, my brother.
I appreciate you guys. Vic, you gave your information, man?
Yeah, you can find me at Victor Freeze Music on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and at Gmail. Victor Freeze Music at Gmail as well. So it's all the same all the way around.
Cool.
Gotcha.
And here we are, folks. We at the end of the second night of the post-game critique of Conversations with Queens / Conversations with Kings. It's your boy, Chef Shapino. It's been a pleasure rocking with you. And we don't know where this thing is gonna go, man. But just know I'm gonna be real about mine. I'm gonna be honest with you. And we're gonna try to keep it as fun as possible, man. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, even the last 17 folks that's in this piece. Get your friends to get a friend, to tell a friend to get their burner phones out, support a good cause, and I got a surprise coming up for y'all too. So stay tuned. It's been a beautiful night. Peace. God bless. Allahu Akbar. And whatever your religion blessings are, I send them to you. Peace. God bless. Good night. And we done. It's your boy Chef. And I'm out.